2 years ago, the glowing post-apocalyptic world of Void Terrarium caught my eye as a game I thought would have an interesting story. It delivered on that alongside its roguelike gameplay combined with Tamagotchi elements, so you can imagine my happiness when it was announced that not only has Void Terrarium 2 just been released in Japan, but so has a demo with an exclusive story, so I was sure to check that out to see what we can expect in this continuation of Void Terrarium's world. If you enjoyed the game flow of collecting random battle effects, climbing dungeon floors while testing your strength against random odds, this is all there in this slice of Void Terrarium 2, but with a few new features to spice things up, like traps and special floors, and also new things to do in the terrarium that make an already engaging dungeon crawler even more fun as you do everything you can to keep Toriko safe. It's not announced for the West yet, but I really hope we see it sometime soon, as this new small slice of Void Terrarium 2 really reminded me of why this unique world always manages to suck me into it. While the story of Void Terrarium 2 seems like it would dive into a mysterious illness and see if Toriko's past can help solve it, the demo story comes from a more lighthearted side, ready to give you lighthearted missions to act as a basic introduction to its world. Factory AI reminds robot Robbie that it's the anniversary of when he met Toriko, the young girl he's been caring for since he met her, who's believed to be the last surviving member of humanity. Factory AI suggests the fun idea of throwing a party to celebrate, and in order to do this, they're going to need to decorate the terrarium beyond the basic necessities, with things like colorful balloons and decorations to let Toriko know it's a special day. The devoted Robbie naturally accepts and heads out to get materials to set up the event, showing his continued love of Toriko that transitions perfectly into the fun gameplay of Void Terrarium. Nice and quick into the action, this demo has 3 stages ready to explore, 2 of them being tutorial ones to refresh you on its mechanics, and the final one being the stage you'll use for gathering materials and enjoying its gameplay that quickly reminded me of why I loved the first one so much. During its tutorial stages, I was reminded of the basic elements of Void's gameplay, like the random choosing of special buffs and skills every time you level up that helps you stack an interesting variety of effects, and also the many status ailments you can be afflicted with that make it no straightforward journey as you explore its many floors. This isn't a bad thing though, as it's also half the fun, as you never know what random benefit or drawback will spice up your dungeon crawl next that keeps things constantly interesting as you pick up things on your journey. The second tutorial stage also showed some parts of Void Terrarium that I'd completely forgotten. Traps are more prominent in 2's dungeon, at least in this demo, to the point where I wondered if they were a new feature, as I wasn't used to seeing them as much as this, and after clearing the tutorial, I was also pleased to find actual new features in the dungeon crawls, such as the new mystery floors that if you're lucky enough to find a gate to one, it gives you the chance to do things like have a superpowered skill or switch for a different one at the same level that takes advantage of the random element while also rewarding your exploration to keep things exciting. This is also on top of the lucky or not so lucky finding of things like monster houses, and also the intense item and skill management, as keeping up with these 2 things are a good way to make the most of the random hand you're given, such as picking certain skills that will reward you with damage multipliers in certain situations, or making you super strong against certain enemy types that are still the key to winning in these dungeons, which is important as they're still not afraid to really put you in a bind with all the things thrown at you. Thankfully, the demo's challenges only required me to reach level 5 of each dungeon, with one linking from one location to the next that was a cool new feature. But what I found best about it all was how easily I got immersed into it once again, getting excited by the random skill gacha every time it came up, and trying to use everything I'd been dealt just right to get through it all that reminded me of the fun challenge that this game brings that makes me enjoy it so much, and keeps things from feeling repetitive, as one dungeon will never give you the exact same experience. This keeps things interesting, as this demo has you only using one extended stage to collect materials for Toriko's party. Back in the terrarium, and once you have everything you need, the game still takes advantage of its best features at the base, again with a few new additions. Returning are the terrarium customization features that now tie in humidity and heating levels when you place certain items that adds an interesting new element to balance while trying to meet quest requirements that made the terrarium important beyond its aesthetic. Also, I had to craft a lot of items in this demo mission that had Robbie also gain some permanent stat boost that is always handy in this kind of roguelike, and all combined with the fun level in the terrarium that eventually changed the music of it makes me wonder if other combinations of items will not only trigger more animations of Toriko, but also changes in atmosphere that make me excited to see what we'll be crafting, placing, and now growing in the full game, and the little Robbie and Toriko surprises I saw made me very happy to play with them. It's also still rooted in keeping Toriko safe, with the moment Toriko got sick from the balloons I placed in the terrarium being just as dire of a situation I remembered, and since this was a weird balloon disease, I'm sure we can expect to find many weird and wonderful events like this in the full game, including ones that weren't shown in the demo relating to food and bathroom events that will be sure to have more of that Tamagotchi feeling back too. The demo did a great job at reintroducing the elements of what already makes Void Terrarium so fun, and also showing the new mechanics in an approachable way that is always more fun to play with, and an extra chapter of story as an enjoyable piece of new content. It was also a good chance to appreciate little things like the new to-do list that sits at the bottom of the screen that was very helpful, and also showed that thought has been put into making Void Terrarium 2 a better experience that I think will still likely have more to show, along with embracing the lovable parts of the original. It definitely showed me that Void Terrarium 2 will be more of what I loved from the first one, which was its dungeon crawling and the way it makes you care about the random events that happen along the way, so I hope we hear more about it coming to the West soon, as it still seems like a heartwarming and worthwhile roguelike experience for those who like unique dungeon crawling experiences. While this original demo story is just a small chunk of its world, it showed me enough of Void Terrarium 2 to prove that the sequel is something I really want to play. It gave a good reminder of its mechanics, then showed them off in a new random stage that kept me on my toes, reminding me of all the tricks I used in the first game to try and conquer it. And the fact that each dungeon visit gets you materials to help Toriko, it keeps its root in being all about giving her a good life on this contaminated planet that is reflected in the scenery, and putting a bit of color into that world in this demo was a nice change that made this small bit of new story feel special. If Void Terrarium 2 comes to the West, I hope this demo is brought with it too, just so fans can enjoy this new little bit of story and its lighter moments, and I hope the game comes over in general, as I'm ready to enjoy diving deeper in Toriko's world, as I'm sure there are plenty of light and moving moments to uncover in it, which was what I was reminded of in this unique atmosphere of its always charming world. Thank you for watching this video. Let me know in the comments below if you've tried Void Terrarium and if you would try too if it came to the West. You can like and share this video if you enjoyed it, subscribe to my channel for more JRPG content like this, and ring that bell to get notifications on whenever I post so you don't miss a thing. You can check out more videos here, and you can find me on social media on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram, all at JRPG Jungle. Links to those will be in the description below, and until next time, thank you, bye!